Huntsbrook Incorporated provides a family of applications known as Little Apps. Little Apps are single-file programs that are not installed but simply copied. The Shoebox app is a little app that creates a vector format of any size finger joint box. After inputting the data into our machine, we can now cut out the box design. Once finished, we move on to the assembly. We begin with setting up the lid and base pieces. We interconnect them and lay them so that the burnt side is up. We're going to do the base first. It has a side that's along the length and the width, and on the laser cutter we duplicated those. Did the same thing with the lid. Now we chose the burnt side up. The burnt side was what was on the honeycomb. If you don't want that, you can sand it off, or you can actually build standoffs if you're making several of these units. For this job, we put them so that they'll end up on the inside and we won't even see them. We're going to fold the box up, but we're going to put the glue along these joints. That's why we have them interconnected like this, is we'll use a syringe to put the glue down. So I take my syringe, and you can get these anywhere. Use a fairly large needle for this. There'll also be some excess, and we'll clean that off. I have to do all the finger joints. Even in the corners, I'll have to put some glue on. Where they're joined, it's fairly easy, as you just make a stripe down the center of them. Okay, now that I got the base's bottom, I'm doing the corner finger joints. Only do the top sections of the extruding, the joints that are extruding out. Okay, we're ready to put the box together, the base. We just fold up two pieces at a time initially, join the corner and the edges. We bring up the next piece, and then the final piece. Now, if I was doing a lot of these, I'd build a clamping system to make sure all these joints are tight. This is a water-based glue. It dries fairly slow. So what I do is I take a brush and I clean up the inside edges where they bead out. It'll leave a little residue on the plastic below, so you got to be careful about not getting that on. And now you look for any gaps and you kind of push the joints together. If the wood's warped a little bit, you can just keep doing this. But like I said, if you're doing this regularly, you probably want to make an adjustable clamp, so you could just clamp it and move on to the next box. And there you have it. This is the base and it's complete. So we'll clean up our mess, we'll move the lid pieces in place, and we'll begin the lid. We're now going to do the lid, and we arranged our camera so you can see it better. I'm putting the glue on the finger joints that extrude out. Here you can see just putting a line of glue along the interlocked finger joints. Then we finish off the corners. We'll go ahead and fold up this corner so you can see it, and I'll use a brush that I've dipped in water. This is a water-based glue, so we'll be able to clean up the inside edge. So there you can see the beading that occurs. Normally I'd fold all four sides up first, but this way you can see what I'm doing. There you go. Now, just like we did the base, we'll clean it up, and then we'll flip it over and make sure all the joints are interlocked. There's no air space in between them. And again, if there is, you just keep pushing on it. Got to clean up this area a little bit. You just keep pushing on them until they don't move anymore. With a water-based glue like this, you may have to do it for a minute. But if you're doing this all the time, just make a clamping system so you can move on to the next piece. And there it is. You can see it now fits the base. And there's a little finger gap that you can pull out. That's part of the program.